everybody. Ross Gorzhevsky coming to you live from the Dr. Patrick Flynn studio. I am your host, like I said, Ross Gorzhevsky, and I get to sit with an amazing man who I got to spend quite a bit of time with in Hawaii. The one and only, the Hormone Whisperer, also known to all of us as Dr. Patrick Flynn, my brother. Here we are back in Green Bay, Hawaii.
Yes.
Come on.
So
let's go back.
I know. Love the people of Green Bay, but Hawaii just has much better atmosphere.
It sure does. And I think anybody who's been there would agree.
Yes.
And those who weren't able to be there with us, we're so sorry.
We missed you.
We really did miss you.
Yes.
Every single one of you.
But we decided to keep the tradition of actually, we had matching white shirts on last week, so we have, our matching new logo shirts on today.
Do you know that somebody actually said we look like, what are the, is it the Hare Krishna? Because we had the beads around our necklace, our necks, and then we had the white shirts on. I'm like, no, that's tradition.
To them, that's tradition. You got in the car, they give you a lane.
Absolutely. So we're so excited to be back here in Green Bay, back at the corporate office with everybody.
Yes.
Being away from those people that you work with every day, kind of has its positives, but you really do. You begin to miss them. You miss your families, and I know we talked about that on last week's episode about the sacrifice sometimes. And I know people say, well, in Hawaii, that's not really that big of a sacrifice. Well, when you're away from your family, yes, it really is.
Yeah, it is.
And what's really cool, though, was when we were walking over by Dr. Katie's office, Soul Chiropractic, you were actually noticed by a couple passerbys.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Go figure.
They're like, it's you. I'm like, who? Okay. I'm like, no, we watch your show all the time. We follow your stuff that way. And I'm like, okay, cool. I said, I'm speaking in Hawaii. She's like, yeah, we're coming tonight and stuff of that. So I was like, it was kind of cool. It's kind of nice to go to someplace in Hawaii and grab a good smoothie and find out being recognized that way. It's just kind of nice because, once again, like I said, I'm going to repeat this repeatedly, constantly, the fact that the Wellness Way is nothing more than an informational aspect that way.
Yes.
We are going to overload your information. On top of it, with the information we give you, isn't always going to settle right. I actually literally had a woman walk out during our talk.
Yes, she did. And it was a phenomenal talk.
Oh, yeah.
And she up and left. But wasn't she making comments to herself during the whole hormone presentation?
Well, what happened is when you talk about the psychiatric aspect of a guy and what testosterone does to him, she didn't like that. Let me make this very simple, okay? And we're going to hit this hard in the Green Bay one because we're doing a little different talk for my Green Bay one. We're actually adding our healthy desserts to it that way. She thought it was absolutely disgusting when I said it's disgusting when you call a man a pervert, disgusting, a pig, and stuff like that, when that's what testosterone does to that man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm not saying that he has a right to act towards people in a disgusting way.
Right.
I'm saying his internal drive is hugely sexual.
Yes.
She hated that.
Yes.
I said, that's because, and I said to her, I said, it was really funny because you made a comment during talk. I said, that's because you want your man to be just like you.
Another woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And I'm like, shame on you. That's not the way a man is. Men and women are different, okay? And it's really funny. It's like this whole political aspect that men and women are the same. It's absolutely ludicrous.
Yes. So out of the the huge crowd that we had, you had one person get up and walk out, but rave reviews from everybody.
Absolutely.
We even actually had someone come up and get a picture with us, and then they posted it online. That which is really super cool. And
but it's a humbling. And I can tell you this: anybody that have done that for you guys that are even watching, if you're in Hawaii that way, thank you. Because once again, you're talking you saw our moms on the show one time talking to kids that were expected to do nothing in life. I still do nothing. No. Well, you do it well. You do it darn well.
Thank you.
Now, two young punks that, for example, grew up in small towns, which you heard my mom talk about being diagnosed as a juvenile delinquent, and somebody that was highly medicated that way for a lot of years that way, and then turned out to actually not only actually having a great message that a lot of doctors share now across the country and getting bigger. That's the cool part. We're in Hawaii for two things, to give the Hawaiians a great message, but also expand the Wellness Way.
Absolutely.
And Dr. Katie is a gem.
Yeah, so thank you, Dr. Katie and Dr. Clinton, as well as your support staff for being just amazing hosts. And once again, if those of you who watch us, because remember, they're 4 hours behind, so they're probably not even watching at this moment. And but if you come on at a later time, thank you so much for being such amazing hosts. And boy, I tell you what, it's a crazy week.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, just a couple days away.
Yes.
Lots to be grateful for.
Yes.
And, our families and our staff, and just an amazing opportunity to come and do the show every week with you. So thank you for joining us every week. Continue to continue to share. Go right now, if you will. And I'm gonna see if I can get this right. We got Nancy over at Control Central, right over there.
We miss Nancy in Hawaii.
Yes, we do.
But Nancy said the next time we go, we are not allowed to go unless she goes with us. So it's perfect.
We can take a picture of her. That's fine.
Take a cardboard cutout and take a Facebook Live. There's Nancy walking on the beach. That would be awesome.
But we want to do something. We've been talking about doing giveaways, and we've got the new shirts.
We gave away 5 of them on Saturday.
Yes, and then we've also got some product that we're going to be talking about here that's directly applicable to one of the questions that we have. But right now, we want you, if you can, go right now in the comment section. If you can get friends, what is it, Nancy, to tag?
No, if they tag the friends.
If they tag the friends. So, Doc, you got this better, you figured out than my head.
I want to set the stage now for the show going forward. Our Wellness Way has been extremely successful.
Yes.
It has. It's sad because in order for us to be successful, people have to get very sick, okay? But
True
we've done
story.
well. So the one thing that I've always loved, and that's the nice thing about everybody in our company, they're very giving people. So that's why people say, Doc, I mean, no joke, it was kind of cool. I had one of my friends, Brenda, and a different Brenda, not Brenda Dvorak.
Doctor, yep.
The other Brenda that was at the female event that way, and she goes, and she was in the bathroom. Now imagine, this is pretty cool. Okay, this is a funny story. She was
Brenda,
sitting
bathroom, funny story.
church. So she was sitting in the bathroom, and she was going to the bathroom. She goes, Doc, it was kind of funny. All of a sudden, women were talking in the bathroom. Can you believe how much they gave away?
Oh, yeah, at the
Remember that
women's
story?
extravaganza, yes.
All we gave, $15,000 worth of product out that way, and supplies and care and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
with
again,
everything, yes.
We've been blessed, so we want to turn around, be thankful, be appreciative, do that.
Yes.
So we gave a ton away. So what happened is, it was going crazy because I'm sitting there going, I love our audience. I love that they're always showing up that way. So guess what? I love giving stuff away.
Yes.
I do. So that's why I was like, Friday, I got my new t-shirts. I wanted to give some away. And so it's kind of cool. Now I know what we're giving away today after I just found out what our question was. And
Yes,
stuff like that.
yes,
so
absolutely.
it's kind of neat. So what I want you guys to
Explain
do
this
is
one, though.
Yeah. So if you do this, if you tag your friends in the comments below, so they get tagged in the post that way, Nancy is right there. She's going to write your name down how many times. So if you
Tally it up.
If you tag 5 friends, she's going to take 5 of your names, and she's going to put them in a little box right there. And at the end of the show, in the last 2 minutes, we're going to give away some prizes that way. And just like the t-shirts, all you have to do is private message me, and we'll ship out the product to you that way for you and stuff like that. So just imagine this. Tag your friends in the comments below. You can take 100 of them. If you want a bigger chance of winning the prize, take a ton of them that way. I want to create a beautiful audience, but here's what happens. I promise you this. I am never going to sell you or any of your friends anything. This
Unless
show,
it's me.
Yeah, we're gonna raffle off rocks.
We're going to auction. No, let's not raffle. Let's auction.
Auction.
To the highest bidder.
Yes, yeah, there we go. eBay, 1 cent. Dang it, okay.
No, 1 cent and slam.
So back to that, what happens is we're not building a big audience, and we got a great following of people watching stuff that way, not because we're trying to sell anybody something.
Right.
It's driving me nuts because that's all I see, all these healthcare websites right now, 30% off of this and 20% off this. Like, why don't you just produce a damn good product and make people pay for it?
Yes,
Honestly,
absolutely.
That's the point. So I like to just give stuff away. So I just like giving. I believe that you can't outgive the giver.
Yeah,
You
no, it's true.
It said so. You just gotta. It's one of the things. So tag your friends in there, and Nancy's doing it right now. I wish you could see Nancy right now. She's writing down names right now.
She is
throwing them in right now. So please. So Ross, what's our first question?
Well, hold on. Let's take a moment just to say hi to some people.
Oh, you go.
Speaking about how grateful, that we are. We're grateful for these people. Dr. Jeremy Shingen, happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Doc, it's a beautiful thing that you're watching with us. Vicky Lewis Schmidt.
Oh, wait, she's new.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
hi, Vicky.
Well, welcome to the show. Juanita Stauffer, love the t-shirts. Well, you know where they are. Order them up. Come on. Janelle Marie, Dawn Miller, Ashley Balza. Come on. Sean Blair. Hey, Doc, how you doing, my man? It's a beautiful day. And we've
Connie Hurley.
Yes.
Back from Arizona. So Amanda.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Dennis.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, Dr.
Sean,
Dennis
we need
Ciccone.
everybody. It's fantastic. And Ashley's on. Ashley, you get a shirt. You don't have to worry about it. Ashley's been around. Ashley's she's also a massage therapist. Kind of cool. So Ashley's a great friend of ours that way. So definitely give her. Except for, get this. You know how Facebook has all these Santa things, and so that who's on naughty nice list? I was on the naughty list.
Your own list?
No, it wasn't mine. It was Ashley's, and I was on her naughty list. I'm like, Ashley.
Well, maybe since you gave her the shirt, you'll be removed.
Oh, maybe I can go to the nice list now.
There you go.
Anyways, okay.
Alrighty, man, let's go to the first question. Now, some of these are a little interesting, and so as I read these, I will do my best to refrain from chuckling or anything else, because, hey, laughter's
fun.
Not always applicable. Hi, Dr. Patrick. I love the show, and I want to say thank you for being so willing to address issues so bluntly.
Oh, I like that.
Speaking of issues, I am a 42-year-old woman who is experiencing, well, how do you say it without just saying it?
I know it's coming.
Constipation. What do I need to do to begin to see things moving along, if you know what I mean? This isn't that embarrassing, yet I know your insight will be most helpful.
Well, let's go back to this. I'm role reversing my hormone seminar. I think I'm going to start doing this at my hormone seminar because this question just stemmed it. You know what's really funny? I always say this. I'll say men will actually, like hunt season right now. Man, we are gut net deer. If you're a fisherman, you'll rip the tongue out. You'll do everything like that. You'll rip the hooks out. You'll get blood all over. But the minute a woman says, for example, that she's menstruating, guys gross out.
Yeah, they freak out.
Absolutely. On the flip side, women will divulge every detail. I had a woman literally had a baseball-sized clot come out of her, okay? Had bad hormonal problems, okay? She brought it in a plastic bag and set it on my desk, and she goes, Doc, what do you think of this? I'm like, well,
what is it?
On my desk. I knew what it was.
Does that thing have a heartbeat?
I know, it's like, can't resuscitate it, okay? But the thing was this, she had a huge clot. So women will talk massively about their cycles, but they're so embarrassed to talk about poop. Guys love talking about poop. You notice that?
Yeah,
it's kind of a role reversal.
Yeah.
Guys are grossed out by a cycle, and women are grossed out by poop. That's kind of fun. I'm gonna start using that in my seminar.
I never talk about poop. Just want to let you know.
Okay, that's good.
So I maybe resonate once again.
Resonate with the ladies.
With the ladies.
So,
constipation.
Okay, constipation.
What to do?
In all seriousness, now let's do Jesse because Jesse was theater scene. Okay, no. So here's what happens. Jesse actually talked about this a lot, and actually so does Dr. Greg and Dr. Zach especially. If you look at the millions of people that suffer from bowel problems, the majority of them, the mass majority of them are actually constipation. Now let me say this to you guys. This is very disturbing, okay? When people say they poop every day, I'll say how many times? And they'll say once. The average woman poops on an average of every other day. Do you understand the fermentation, the rotting, the bloating, the gas, and everything that comes from that? You must poop several times a day, with the exception if you're fasting, okay? But the idea is this, is constipation is a huge, huge, huge problem. Now, diarrhea is more common in infection processes that way, or some major autoimmune disease like, Crohn's or celiac, and that can turn to diarrhea pretty quickly. But the majority of actually problems, for example, are constipation. Now, by far, number one cause of constipation, we can debate on this a little bit, but I can tell you clinically, seen it thousands and thousands of times, once again, it's food allergies, okay? Now, what happens with constipation now, the intestinal tract it's a smooth muscle. It gets swollen, okay? And then contraction, everything slows down. One of the simplest things, now I'll tell you right now, one of the simplest things that you can actually do to increase your bowel, drink more water, honestly. Really? Drink more water, grab some water and stuff like that, and it's actually fantastic for actually getting the bowel to move. Most people are dehydrated.
I was just going to say, is this a dehydration issue?
We don't drink enough water. And Dr. Greg made a good point on his show last week, is when adrenal fatigue, that listen, you need a significant amount of water, and if you drink caffeinated substances, that doesn't count as water. You actually need more water because your adrenals will actually be pressed to put out more water.
Sure.
So the first thing to move that bowel, number one, bar none, is actually water. Well, you know one of my favorite things, because it's loaded with enzymes, is that has a ton of water? Aloe juice.
Aloe juice.
Aloe vera juice. Not the gel. You don't want to swallow snot. Aloe vera whole leaf gel. You can pick it up at any health food store. So once again, pick it up anywhere. I think aloe juice should be a regular part of your diet. Once again, I'm not selling you aloe juice. I'm telling you, run to Woodman's or any grocery store you have, and pick up some organic. Now, it's kind of funny. I do have my favorite brands, though, but the brand I love the most actually has an organic one and a non-organic one. What's the difference? Preservatives. Don't get preservatives. They're irritating to the GI that way, okay? So having the bowels actually move a little bit starts with water. That's why I love aloe juice. Now, some people can't tolerate aloe juice. There are a very small population, like 1% can't do it that way, but it's mainly water and a lot of enzymes. It has a lot of nutrients, too. That's why I'm a big fan of aloe juice. Now, I believe that the most important, one of the top 5 nutrients that we need, okay? Actually, number 1 is water, number 2 is salt, okay? But we're not going to talk about salt today because...
that'll be a great episode when we do, though, because there's a big misnomer out there. Exactly.
Andrew McGuire he is a salt expert, okay? He will blow your mind away with his salt talk, and he's doing a salt book right now. So Wellness Way is going to have a salt book, okay? But here's what happens. Some of the top 5 minerals, once again, that way, is magnesium, okay? I love magnesium. Once again, it's water soluble too, so if you take too much, which you don't want to, instead of that, you just poop it out. You can actually get diarrhea if you take too much.
I was just going to say, though, but if you're dealing with constipation, you want to get things moving.
People say all the time, Doc, I took too much magnesium and I got diarrhea. So, it's better to have constipation.
Yeah.
Diarrhea, it's inconvenient, and you might have a little accident, or you might be running to the toilet every 2 minutes, but the idea is it's better out than in. Who quoted that? Shrek. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Here we go with the movie quotes again, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Shrek. But see what happens is magnesium. So that magnesium alone, for example, what does it do? It's kind of cool. In the large intestine, not only in fact does it actually soften the smooth muscle and cause it to relax, okay, and make it better for contraction, but actually it helps you hold water in your large intestine, which now, for example, causes the fill and causes the release, and any stool coming in that could be inflammatory from a small bowel can be changed by that way. You can also use magnesium as an enema. You can do it for a colonic that way. You can add that in. Now what happens is when you do have magnesium orally, it fizzes a little bit, so it does feel a little weird going in rectally that way. It does fizz a little bit.
It's like having an Alka-Seltzer tab, right?
That's exactly what it's like.
Pop, fizz, fizz.
Pop, fizz, fizz, fizz. The whole lot of relief in the rectum it is.
So here,
add that. Yes.
Aren't we going to give some more stuff away?
That's the thing. I'm going to give it away.
We'll talk about this. Relax.
Well, it's nothing more. It's kind of funny because magnesium also helps the neurological system do what? Relax. It's kind of cool because if anyone has ever seen I actually now do Instagram thanks to Nancy. Nancy has dominated my Instagram account. So honestly, guys, my Instagram account, she's like, Doc, I'm taking a picture. We're going to put it on Instagram. I'm like, cool, it's awesome. And then she's getting me used to take it because I'm kind of used to more Facebook that way. And it's really funny because magnesium itself, if you look on Instagram or in my Facebook pictures that I do, I'll take everything I take and they'll see relax on there. Well, a really good formula at night is take some aloe juice with some relax in there. Not only does it prep the bowel for a good bowel movement in the morning, but boy, it relaxes the soft tissue. It relaxes you neurologically, helps the bowel once again actually hold some water so the bowel is soft and not hard, because that's where a lot of leaky gut syndrome comes from. Okay, so the cool thing is, for example, is we used to use another company and then found out, for example, there were some toxic ingredients in it. I'm embarrassed to say because we always check out our stuff, but then things change. Companies change, they don't tell you. And some of that, we called the company and they said, well, if you use it every day, it could build up. I'm like, well, people sometimes use it every day. And yes. So long story short, how most things ever happen the longest way, if it's not pure enough, then I'll produce it myself. So all I did was take a fantastic third-party tested, arsenic is not in there, everything, cadmium, lead, everything like that, and I just started to produce our own, and we've had huge success with that way, some amazing
We have in cherry, as well as, regular. Just regular. So we're
going to give those away today.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we're going to give those away. So Nancy's still taking them down once again. If you want to win some free bottles of Relax today, Nancy's going to draw a couple names. Tag a friend at the bottom there.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that, as we see, for example, all the comments and stuff like that going on. Tag a friend in there. Put as many friends as you want there, tagged so they can see the show.
That's awesome. Maureen from our corporate office puts in a comment, says, poop jokes aren't my favorite type of jokes, but they are a solid number 2.
Oh,
that is
Maureen,
awesome.
That's a great joke. I don't get it.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's okay. So let's go back to this email real quick. First things first. Okay, so she's constipated. What can she do to get things moving?
Number one, water. Now, once again, some aloe, some magnesium.
Get tested.
Yes, but that's the thing. See, we're going to come back to that.
Yes, remember, always do.
Because once again, even if you use a natural approach and change the bowel, the minute you stop taking it, you're going to be constipated all again, and you're still going to cause the GI to sometimes get worse over time because you've not addressed it. So there might be an infection. There might be a food allergy. That's why a stool test or an allergy test is imperative to find out what caused you to be constipated that way.
Especially if you're asking us, because the very motto that we hang our hat on, it's we don't guess, we test.
Because you know why? This is the funny part, okay? Sometimes people do drink enough water. Even take magnesium, they're still constipated.
Sure.
Do you understand? See, because everybody's trying to look for that natural approach that way, which once again, fine, you can do that a little bit that way, but you're still sick. So if people take our Relax and they start pooping every day, but the minute they stop taking it, they don't poop anymore, they're still sick. There's still a problem on there. So
didn't address the root cause.
Got to address that causal factor that way.
Absolutely.
And that's why, remember, once again, find a clinic. Like I said, you look at all the docs that are on here, go to our website. You can find great clinics from all over the country that we have that way from all of our docs. They're amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm excited to be able to travel to a lot of them next year and stuff like that with all the things we've got going on. So yes.
Water, magnesium, something like Relax, aloe, and get tested. And speaking of water, real quick, I know this is, it's not really a squirrel issue, but, talking about the right amount. I mean, there's always been this, 8 glasses.
Sometimes,
or what would you really recommend is a healthy perspective in addressing water intake per day?
Ways, but see, even if you did your body weight in ounces in half, got to remember, if you're exercising that day, you need more. Really, honestly,
Sweating,
one of the best things to choose, watch your urine color, okay? Urine color, in the morning, it's always going to be yellow because you didn't drink for 8 hours. But the idea is this, watch your urine color. And once again, and one thing that I want to talk about water, this is a whole nother topic, make sure that you drink at least salt water half of the time. That's a whole nother topic that way. It
is, indeed.
So we'll cover that next time maybe.
So, but color, you want it to be lighter.
Clear. No, you want it clear.
Clear.
Yeah.
Not like a Guinness.
Yes. No, you don't want it. If it's foaming like a Guinness at the end, you're in trouble.
You need to run
All right.
quick. All right, here we go. Let's go to question
Number 2.
Number 2. All right.
Because we got about 8 minutes to cover that question.
Oh, you're going to do amazing.
Okay, what do we got?
Where is it? Try to find. All right, here we go. Good afternoon, Dr. Flynn.
Okay.
I'm beginning to enter the early phases of menopause. What do I need to do to avoid the so-called negative side effects of menopause that so many women talk about? Thank you for your time.
She's been listening to the show.
Yes, she has.
Because you know why? She didn't say menopausal symptoms.
Correct.
See, that's one of the biggest fallacies, let me say it, and no one's ever preached on this. Now get this, I have to tell you, it's kind of funny. I used to always quote Mayo Clinic's definition of menopause, which once again, most of them all say the same, but I used to always take what Mayo Clinic's actually definition of menopause from their website. The part where I even talked about where Mayo Clinic actually taught it right and then went very wrong, they took the right part out. They did. They took the right part out. Did I have any influence on that? I have no idea, but I think I did.
We'd like to think so.
I'd like to think so because my idea is this. I preached it for a long time, and I happen to say, listen, they've got this wrong. And I've been speaking all over the country out that way because you can't tell us it's a natural biological process. You're supposed to be healthy, vital, and sexual. And next paragraph go into
all
the symptoms of menopause.
Side effects and symptoms.
No.
Yes.
See what happens just yesterday, because once again, no, I don't take new patients, so you can't call up. But I was seeing some patients yesterday.
Yes.
And Linda came in, okay? Wonderful lady. She came here with massive menstruation to the point where it was hard to even go out because she could bleed through, okay? And she got so anemic, and what they want to do, take your uterus out. She was in her, excuse me?
Drastic measures.
Yeah, she was in her late 40s. And she's like, I don't want to take it out. And they want to do a hysterectomy. I'm like, no, honestly. Measured hormone levels, they were horrible. Estrogen levels were way off the chart. Progesterone levels way down. But anyways, long story short, so we actually started to find out why, balanced them out. She did wonderful. She's doing absolutely wonderful. She came in for her 6-month checkup yesterday, and she goes, Doc, since my last appointment, I haven't had a cycle. And I said, good. Because I said, good. Remember, I'm the only doctor that has ever said this, and I can prove it clinically. It's much easier to keep a woman healthier during menopause than it is during the cycle time. Because remember, the cycle changes once every week. Ladies, you are different every week, physically and mentally. Okay? Menopause, you're back to like being a guy. Everything's straight across. It's true. Yes. I'm gonna in Green Bay, if you haven't been to the Hormone Connection Center, you're missing out.
You gotta
go.
Yep.
Because I'm very proud of this. When I started looking at the human body very differently, I'm saying, listen, nobody's teaching this, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's where we'll spurt from that way. Mm-hmm. So she now, guess what? I said to her, have you been going through the traditional medical menopause symptoms? She goes, no. She goes, but all my friends are.
Right.
And you know what they tell her? She's lucky. I said, no, look at them and tell them that they're sick as a dog. But see, they don't relate that. They say, oh, it's menopause. I said, well, you're
supposed to be like hell on
Why aren't
earth?
you going through all the symptoms?
Right.
Because all of her labs are normal. And transitioning from cycle to menopause is as normal as tomorrow morning the sun is going to come up.
Unless you're sick.
Unless you're sick. Then what happens is I feel devastatingly horrible for ladies that are going into menopause with very abnormal hormones, because you're going to end up with massive amount of symptoms, not because of menopause, because your hormones are either too high or too low, you're either too deficient or too excess, and who cares about the symptoms? You're going to end up with cancer. It's why breast cancer is so high today. It's why ovarian cancer, all these cancers are all-time high, because they're transitioning, because they lived long enough, because every woman that lives long enough will transition to menopause, and it's going to be a bad day for them if it's not done properly. And right now, let me say this. I'll bring this recording to your OB. If you depend on your OB for your hormones, you're going to be extremely sick. If you depend on a medical professional for your hormones, you're going to be very sick. Why? Because their thought process of getting them to normal is nothing more than HRT, or their mindset of even using bioidenticals, which they're wrong about, which once again, we know how to use bioidenticals. Sure. The idea is this, we get them all the time from, once again, I always make fun of Purvey and Aurora and all these guys adding their functional medicine doctors on there from their weekend course. Yes, trust me, I'll make more fun of them and stuff like that. Please play it for them.
Yes.
And stuff. And what happens is, and they come back and I measure their hormones, they get them measured at there, and they come back and they're psychotically high. And they're going to cause cancer in these women, and shame on them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because they don't know what they're doing. They're freaking clueless. And at least you want something again? At least I have the guts enough to say it.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because just like Linda, she doesn't have to go through it. Just like all the women we take care of, you don't have to go through it that way.
So to avoid it, though, she really needs to do, once again, you're getting information. You ask the question. Now you have to act on it. You must find a wellness way doctor. You go in and get tested. And what test would you use?
Well, remember, if you look at the realm, let's go in this in detail. Because I've covered multiple tests on here, but when you're really going through dealing with a menopausal woman, you need to get blood and urine done together. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I know a lot of people are getting big in saliva and stuff like that. Once again, you miss some things with saliva that way. You need to get blood and urine done together immediately. And you can throw saliva in there if you want to do multiple tests, or even, but see,
Cover all the bases.
Yeah, but there's I don't see a need for it right now because once again, you even get cortisol through urine now. It's pretty simple. You get it by blood and stuff, so you're covering many venues that way. But the one thing is this: your doctors won't order all of it because
would they be even able to read it?
Well,
it's a good question that I would have, and I'm not even a woman.
We got 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you something that happened from a young lady I went to high school with. Okay, because when she watched my thyroid secrets revealed. Now, guys, if you haven't done this, go on our website, go on our YouTube channel, go on my YouTube channel. That way, and our secrets revealed, I cover specific topics, and we added one. We were going to do 7, but we added 1 because there was a big demand for allergies that way. And once again, keep sending your requests. I love them. We're getting them by the hundreds, so keep it going.
Yep. Send them to where, though, real quick? Ask Dr. Patrick.
Ask Dr. Patrick.
At twwclinics.com.
Yes. Okay. And, well, a young lady I went to high school with, and it was kind of interesting. She actually watched it, and it was about the thyroid. So I even put it down what lab you should get done. I listed out how I wrote the thyroid test. I wrote that thing a long time ago saying, this is how you properly assess it. So if you want to see how to properly assess your thyroid, go back to the Secrets Revealed and watch the thyroid one. And I have a test right on there that you can go get anywhere, any lab. Well, she did, and guess what happened?
She took it to her.
Well, she had to her doctor.
Physician, right?
She got the lab because she could pull up on the computer now. And she's like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of abnormals. The doctor looked at her and said, I don't know what to do.
How is that for making you feel really good about your visit?
Because here's why. Because her TSH was normal. And that's their gold standard for treatment. Okay? Which not even, once again, TSH is not a thyroid hormone. So this is what we deal with all day long. So when you sit, if you're new to the show and saying, Doc, you're kind of get hard on them, do what I've done for the last 20 years.
Yes.
Sit with the women sitting across from me, a woman in her later 40s like Linda saying they want to take out my uterus. They want to do a hysterectomy because they can't control my menstruation even though they've tried. Linda didn't start with me. She was on a ton of things from her OB. She was a ton of things from her endocrinologist and it wasn't working. So the end result was you're going to get it ripped out. Really? Guys, if you really look at female healthcare today, it's barbaric.
Yes.
It really is. You think we're still living in the Stone Ages. It's just that we can get somebody else to pay for it for insurance, and that's why we accept it. So.
Crazy. The cycle of crazy. It does exist.
All right, Nancy,
let's go. Come on, Nancy. Let's do this. We're going to give away some T-shirts and these 2.
So we give one away. I'm not picking. I let them be mad at you.
Oh, you want to be mad at me?
Nancy.
All right. So I always get the ones with the names.
That's right. So you pull up the name and see who's going to win the first bottle of Relax.
All right. Here we go. The first bottle of Relax is Kayla
Noldy.
Noldy.
She's awesome.
There we go. So we will private message you, or you private message us.
No, have her, Kayla, private message us. Private message the Dr. Patrick Flynn website or the Facebook page here. Address.
Yep. There we go. That's what we need.
Settled right. One more. Relax. Now, Kayla could have won again, too. Remember, you can win multiple times.
All right. Holly Super.
Holly.
There you go. That's the second.
Wait, get this.
What?
Michigan ladies.
Michigan. Hey.
2 Michigan ladies right there.
Love that.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So now, our brand new Ross,
how many are we going to do? Do I want a model? Absolutely.
Ross, why don't you model our beautiful T-shirt?
I'm going to pull a Mitch.
Yeah. Well,
Thunder and Lightning. That's what we should. That's our nicknames now. Thunder and Lightning. Yep. So why not? Right?
More?
What's that? Yes.
Yeah, quick. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds. We got more people. Come on. This is for the T-shirts.
Win. We'll always give away something on the shows.
Hooah! I just watched myself flex. That's kind of embarrassing.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, no laughing in the background.
Hey, there we go.
Here we go. All right, so.
Who else is going to win here?
All right, we now have.
For a T-shirt.
Is it Andrea? Andrea. No last name. Who? What?
Shanick.
Andrea Shanick. All right, there's one T-shirt.
Nancy's recording it. And one more. We got 45 seconds.
45 seconds. Here we go.
No, see? This is what happens.
Someone's been busy inviting friends. You gonna
Kayla Nolde.
Kayla Nolde.
The more people you put there, the more you win. So Kayla
It's a
wins
beautiful
actually
thing.
a bottle of Relax and a t-shirt.
That's right.
Today. Kayla also sent us your size and stuff like that. So I said, because we do. I'm not joking, guys. If you put people and you tag them so we can build our audience of this amazing information.
We'll get some stuff in your hands.
I will get stuff in your hands. I appreciate all you guys for always watching.
Yep.
Share it. Trust me. And tell them, listen, there's no way you can watch our show without being offended. I love it. People walk out all the time in my seminar.
right.
I enjoy it. Ross?
Continue to have an amazing week.
Share.
Thanksgiving is up and coming. I hope you have a wonderful time with your families. Be grateful. Walk in gratitude and humility. And we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at noon. Happy Thanksgiving.